Om Shanti. In sweet remembrance of Baba. Baba is most beloved, my eternal mother and father. Baba is also my teacher. Baba is my supreme guide, my companion and friend. He is incorporeal, invisible, but Baba's powers, Baba's qualities can be experienced anywhere, every moment. So, with lot of love, I remember sweet Baba. Remembrance is very natural when there is relationship. My love and respect for Baba always reminds me to be in remembrance. Like Brahma Baba and Mama, we all also have to have Baba's remembrance all the time. It's not question of 8 hours or 10 hours, but 24 hours. And this remembrance is not only when I need something or when there is difficulty. This remembrance is same like there is breath, the life in the body. So with every breath, I remember Baba. At this time, all the souls in the world, they need to experience the vibrations, the power of love. So as much I stay in remembrance of Baba, as a earth, a star on the earth, I radiate Baba's love. all understand that everything in the world is temporary, is limited. But I, soul, I am eternal, I am immortal. The world is in extreme darkness. Baba's light, Baba's love is very important. There is so much peace in Baba's remembrance. There is courage to face the situations in the life. As I am absorbed in Baba's remembrance, I feel detached from body. And gradually feel a beautiful form of light, angelic form emerging. The avyakt stage beyond awareness of body. There is total soul consciousness. And I could feel the divinity. In remembrance of Baba, I also become incorporeal, but in angelic form, like Baba. Baba's light, Baba's power. Makes me lighthouse like Baba. There is sweet silence. Internal lightness. And company of Baba.
संगम युग में प्यारे बाबा, संगम युग में प्यारे बाबा, हमें आपसे बेहद प्यार मिला, मिला, हमें आपसे बेहद प्यार मिला।
परवश आत्मा की निशानी है। उस आत्मा को उतना समय सुख, चैन, आनंद, की अनुभूति चाहते हुए भी नहीं होगी। ब्रह्मण आत्मा कभी किसी के परवश नहीं हो सकता। अपने कमजोर स्वभाव और संस्कार के वश भी नहीं। वास्तव में स्वभाव शब्द का अर्थ स्व का भाव है। स्व का भाव तो अच्छा होता है, खराब नहीं होता। स्व कहने से क्या याद आता? आत्मक स्वरूप याद आता है ना। तो स्वभाव अर्थात स्वप्रत व सर्वप्रत आत्मक भाव।
Shanti. Promise of determined thought. With your perfect form, become an instrument to reveal God. No matter how much you have to tolerate or face, you definitely have to fulfill your promise. Power is required to fulfill the promise you make. No matter how much you have to tolerate or face, you definitely have to fulfill your promise. Even though all the souls of the world try to make you move away from your promise, you must not break your promise. However, you must face everyone and definitely become perfect. Achal Ghar, the home of stability, is the memorial of those who have made such a promise. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Awake the Parivar. Today's day 10. Promise of determined thought. With your perfect form, become an instrument to reveal God. Today's topic is no matter how much you have to tolerate or face, you definitely have to fulfill your promise. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. We are very determined to keep our promise with determination. And it was really, really beautiful to also recently hear the Murli on that when there is concentration, you have determination. So I liked it very much. And today I was trying to connect that how is that possible. So this month, with determination, determined thought for promise. And promise is that I have to become perfect. And for becoming perfect, you need power of tolerance and power to face, not confront, but face, right? There are two words. Sometimes we confront for everything, we argue, we try to prove, no. That it's just like, face it, it's all right, whatever some people say or think doesn't matter. I don't have to leave my virtue of love or patience. There can be a lot into that. So, Brahma Baba's story is of both qualities, both powers. Because what Baba is saying that to adopt a stage of perfection, what you have to do, you need power. And these are the two powers Baba is mentioning especially. And Baba's story is of these two powers because as soon as Baba starts speaking Shrimad directions, until he spoke the knowledge of, like it's Gita, it's Om, chanting, there was no opposition. But as soon as he mentioned about purity in food, purity in relationships, total purity for that stage of perfection. And just imagine it was just the beginning. We all have spent years, still we find we need more tolerance and more power to face instead of proving or confronting or so lot of opposition began, especially because of the purity. Baba maintained his image of perfection. That means he tolerated. He didn't reply back. You must have heard, I have shared this story before, that Baba taught all of us also what is tolerance and what is power to face. How to respond to that. It's not to necessarily remain quiet, but instead of arguing, confronting, there is another way. And I never forget that, and I mention it whenever we have meetings and they want to respond in a particular way of clearing their situation. So there are many stories, but one which is emerging is of Nirmal Shanta Dadi, Baba's daughter. Because Baba's business was in Calcutta, a lot of people knew Baba in Calcutta. So Nirmal Shanta Dadi was sent to be at the center there. So one of the newspaper published that Brahma Baba something like used to sell or make slippers or something very very ordinary. Baba did mention once that Baba used to sell chickpeas roasted and then grains, and then finally he became a diamond merchant. But the way it was written, she felt very hurt that how can they write wrong about my Lokik father, even because she has three relationships in one father. So she wrote to Baba. Those days we used to try to get direction from Baba, especially when major thing has to be done. So she said to Baba, I want to reply to them that it's not true all that. Baba said, no. There are two things. One is you cannot reply, but you can write properly what is the biography of Baba. You write what is right instead of responding to them that they are wrong. And it's very interesting. That means you don't have to tell what you're saying is not this one, but position yourself what is right. This way you don't hurt anyone, you don't confront anyone, because if you first say you were wrong, but say what is right. So after that, even all the white papers we write for our organizations, we're not replying to anyone, but we are positioning this is what we are. Like we write papers about celibacy, about many which could be controversial but very important issues. But we always keep aim now. What it is, what are the benefits, why it has to be done. We're not trying to kind of convince anyone, because those who are Baba's children will like it anyway. But also, what are our principles? Not criticizing, not commenting, not responding, but keeping your own position. So, Baba taught us how to respond, tolerate, but when you have to face something, how to face it. So, second story, which I think also you might have heard, that Baba was called by the local council, and there was one man who had complained. So that other man also was quite important man. So they both were there in the council, and Dadi Prakashmani also went with Baba. So this man was very criticizing, abusing. It's not their fault, because they were hurt. Their wives and their mothers had either left or were about to leave. So there was fear, there was hurt. So you cannot say anything, no, because we know what they were going through. Sometimes we don't take the feelings of others. We only think what I feel. Feelings are very important. So this man keeps saying, and then in the end, So Baba kept quiet and didn't reply to anything. But Prakashmani Dadi was getting impatient. So Baba will say, sit down with the hand. Because young person, no, why can't I reply? Why can't I tell what is it? The Baba said, it's like, wait, don't have patience. But her tolerance and, that was getting reduced in a way. And then in the end, Baba was asked to say something. And Baba very gently said that how these are God's directions and these are the powers which are needed today. Baba explained very nicely, not showing any hurt, not showing that he is affected in any way. And that is, I call it power to face. And how to respond. It's really, really quite amazing and learning for us because we always try to face like we want to prove. We want to that you are wrong or this one is wrong or I am, Baba never did that. He never taught us. So then what happens? My perfect stage spoils, right? Because in my perfect stage, I am the image. And image cannot start acting in a funny way, right? Or not in an appropriate way. So Baba is saying that time has now gone for efforts. As much you have to tolerate, you have to face, but you promise that I will stay in my stage of perfection. It could be cheerful, it could be giving the vision of patience, love, any quality, but in a perfect form. Generally, 80% we do, in the end, we give up. And we say, now I can't take it anymore, right? But no, promise that I will maintain my stage of perfection. Baba is saying, even the whole world collectively try to break your promise. That means their attacks in some way keep growing from the world, but promise I will face everything, but I will still become perfect. Not only perfect, become, but be perfect at that time. Tolerance is tolerance. Say whatever you have to say. So Baba says, those souls who are able to keep that promise, there is a memorial of the temple of unshakable ones, Achalgarh. I think many of you must have gone. In, in Mount Abu, there is one on the height, on the mountain called Achalgarh. So Baba says that, remember your memorial, that I am unshakable. Whatever happens, I have to stay in my stage of perfection. And I think that we have example of Brahma Baba in front of us for every little situation. You all must have heard that we had only one taxi in Mount Abu. One rich person owned it, and the driver was very nice person. So we always used to hire that taxi for Brahma Baba, or if someone has important one has to. It was expensive at that time. So one time this driver, in Baba's room, like I had mentioned that where we take off shoes was an open place. It's like a little terrace. So Baba, some of the fruits we used to keep, and also some nuts and things like that. So he took some nuts, and we can use word stealing, but he took So they came to Baba. Baba, this driver, he did this. Baba said, it's our fault. Because when we distribute something, if we would have given him, he wouldn't have done that. Instead of calling him thief, he's a thief or he stole. Because Baba always thought, we have to maintain good relationship. If we want that driver to come all the time, he should have good feelings, no? He might feel guilty, he might not come back. Anything can happen, but we don't think of consequences sometimes. No tirkardarshi. I like whenever even dadis then start doing that. Someone does something wrong, one person start breaking it in Baba's box at night time. So then, of course, he was guilty. So he came to Dadi and said, but I don't even get petty cash. I don't have even money to buy little things, so I had to do it. So Dadi called the instrument and scolded her and said, but why don't you ask people what they need? You have to do it because they are Baba's children. So what I'm saying, one is always thinking it's the fault of other. But to find what I could do. So facing situation will increase also our tolerance in a way. So I like these things, and I also try my best to do that. And in the sense of I have processed things and then I say, what should I say? In short, where if things also work out and no one's self-esteem is reduced and feelings remain good, respect and good relationships continue. So I think this slogan, this practice that I have to maintain my image of perfection by using the power of tolerance and power to face is very, very lovely practice. And I'm sure we will do it and have a lot of benefits. Let's remember Baba. Om Shanti.
जीवन की राहों में तुमसे उजेरा प्रेम का प्रकाश मेरे प्राणों में बिखेरा आंचल में भर के कहा लाल मेरा आंचल में भर के कहा लाल मेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद 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 तेरा धन्यवाद 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 तेरा ज्ञान तो बहुत था पर खुद से अनजान थे आत्मज्ञान पाके हुए दूर देह भान से ज्ञान तो बहुत था पर खुद से अनजान थे आत्मज्ञान पाके हुए दूर देह भान से सद्गुणों से कर दिया है श्रृंगार मेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा से हम तो निडर हो गए, पवित्रता का बल मिला, हम तो अमर हो गए। पग पग पर देते हो प्रभु साथ मेरा, धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु, धन्यवाद तेरा, धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु, धन्यवाद तेरा। प्रीत मेरे तुमसे ही पाई प्रभु, प्रीत है तेरी उदारता का अधरों पे गीत है। प्रीत मेरे तुमसे ही पाई प्रभु, प्रीत है तेरी उदारता का अधरों पे गीत है। सांसों के सरगम से आभार तेरा, धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु, धन्यवाद तेरा, धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु, धन्यवाद तेरा, धन्यवाद 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 तेरा, धन्यवाद 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 तेरा, धन्यवाद 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 तेरा, धन्यवाद 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 तेरा।
Om Shanti.
Promise of determined thought. With your perfect form, become an instrument to reveal God. No matter how much you have to tolerate or face, you definitely have to fulfill your promise. Power is required to fulfill the promise you make. No matter how much you have to tolerate or face, you definitely have to fulfill your promise. Even though all the souls of the world try to make you move away from your promise, you must not break your promise. However, you must face everyone and definitely become perfect. Achal Ghar, the home of stability, is the memorial of those who have made such a promise. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Journey. Today is day 10, Avyakt Murlis from 1969, inspiring us to change from Brahmin to angel. Now we will listen to Bap Dada's Murli.
Om Shanti. This is the Murli of 6th February 1969. Stop listening to praise and become great. The festival of Shivratri is approaching. You must celebrate it with even greater pomp and splendor now. You must give everyone the introduction with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm, because the children's introduction is included in the introduction of the Father. When children give the Father's introduction, then the Father also continues to give the introduction of the children, visions of the children in a subtle form to all the souls. So, at this time of Shivratri, show some newness. What newness will you bring? Until now, you have been giving lectures according to your capacity of yoga and power. But now, you have to give lectures specially in the form of a Shakti. What are lectures given by the form of a Shakti? To challenge people. How will you challenge them? Give them the recognition of time, even more greater force, and tell them again and again that this task of the Father is not going to continue for long. You have lost some time already. Now do not lose the little time that remains. Give the recognition of time with such force. Nowadays, scientists are creating such bombs that as they sit at their own place, they're able to direct the bombs far away to wherever they want. However, the power of silence is greater than that of science. Just as they create bombs through science, in the same way, you Shaktis now have to project bombs of silence. In the beginning, the Shaktis constantly challenged everyone. Now, there isn't so much challenging done by you as there was in the beginning. Now, you have become involved with expansion. By your being engrossed in the expansion, the challenging form has become incognito. Now become stable in the seed stage once again and challenge people. The seed can be planted in many through that challenge. Only if you remain stable in the seed stage will the seed of the recognition of time and the Father's introduction be planted in many souls. And what will happen if you do not remain stable in the seed stage, but simply go into a lot of expansion? If there is too much expansion, there is no value. It will be wasted. This is why you must remain stable in the seed stage, in the remembrance of the seed, and then sow the seeds. Then see how easily the fruits emerge and how good they are. Until now, you have made a lot of efforts, but there has been little instant fruit. Now, make less efforts and show greater visible fruit. Everyone has love, but you also have to show the form of love. In fact, you should always be in this stage. However, especially at Shivratri, every child must consider himself to be in a bhatti, just as you used to have programs for bhattis in the beginning. In this way, each one of you must consider yourself to be in the bhatti of the pilgrimage of remembrance until Shivratri. Pay attention to having a totally Avyak stage and also to checking yourself. Then just see how great will be the effect of your awake stage. It isn't difficult. It is very easy. Even as you come into action, this patti can continue. This is an internal stage. The internal stage has a greater effect. Do all of you have a meeting at Amrit Vela? Until now, such an atmosphere has not reached Baba. Even the residents of Madhuban have not yet given the proof of love. There are very few children from all over who have given the proof of love. Baba had so much love for the children. For how long did he give the practical proof of love? What did he give you? Do you remember? Even not considering his own health, what proof did he give you? Not considering his own physical state, for how long did he continue to give a searchlight? For how long did he give you the proof of love? You used to say that there will be an effect of this on the body, but did Baba stop to consider his body? This was the proof of his love. Now in return, children also have to give the proof of love. You have to perform the actions that Baba demonstrated to you. Just as Baba showed you about Amrit Vela, vilest in the corporeal form, children should also do the same. For until now, the result has been that children try and satisfy their own heart and just wake up and sit there. There isn't that intoxication or awareness of being the embodiment of power. Instead of your being the embodiment of power, what has been mixed in? Laziness. So although children have a meeting, because laziness is mixed and because the line is not clear, they are not able to have the experiences that they should have in the meeting. There is a mixture. If you start this here, when everyone sees the Madhuban Nivasis, everyone will start to do the same. Madhuban Nivasis are specially loving, and so they should specially sacrifice themselves. One always sacrifices oneself out of love. Acha, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar. Tomorrow is Saturday, so our schedule will be from Amritwela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Meditation will start at 6 a.m. followed by Hindi Avek Murli, and then tomorrow is Saturday. So we'll have Avekti Children's class from 1:30 to 3, Avekti Youth class from 3 to 4. Then evening meditation will start at 6 p.m. followed by Hindi series, and then meditation, English series, and Avekti journey. And now let's do our Avekti signal meditation and remember Baba. Om Shanti.
Promise of determined thought. With your perfect form, become an instrument to reveal God. No matter how much you have to tolerate or face, you definitely have to fulfill your promise. Power is required to fulfill the promise you make. No matter how much you have to tolerate or face, you definitely have to fulfill your promise. Even though all the souls of the world try to make you move away from your promise, you mustn't break your promise. However, you must face everyone and definitely become perfect. Achal Ghar, the home of stability, is the memorial of those who have made such a promise.
दृढ़ संकल्प की प्रतिज्ञा अपने संपूर्ण रूप से परमात्म प्रत्यक्षता की निमित्त बनना, सहन करना पड़े, सामना करना पड़े, लेकिन प्रतिज्ञा को पूरा करना ही है। जो प्रतिज्ञा की जाती है उसको पूर्ण करने के लिए पावर भी चाहिए। कितना भी सहन करना पड़े, सामना करना पड़े, लेकिन प्रतिज्ञा को पूरा करना ही है। भले सारे विश्व की आत्माएं मिलकर प्रतिज्ञा से हटाने की कोशिश करें, तो भी प्रतिज्ञा से नहीं हटेंगे, लेकिन सामना करके संपूर्ण बन करके ही दिखाएंगे। ऐसी प्रतिज्ञा करने वालों का ही यादगार अचल घर है। ओम शांति।